WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, often reviewing rare and exotic whiskeys. I got them both, rare and exotic. A brand new distillery in Edinburgh named Bonnington. I have mentioned them once on a live stream in German, but never actually had the products. Ta-da-da! I hold in my hands one of the very first independently bottled bottles here from Bonnington, from the Caskhound. That's Tilo Schnabel here from Germany. He is one of the fastest growing and most lovable independent bottlers on the German market at the moment. He called this part of his Stillman's Gold. It's a single cask. It was distilled on the 1st of June 2021, basically in the middle of the pandemic. And it was bottled on the 31st of July 2025, so just a few weeks ago. It's 4 years old. Its entire maturation happened in a virgin oak charred 3, they call it charred grade 3 barrel, a barrel number 1120. I have no idea where the barrels came from. Is it a Kelvin? Is it an international stave company? Is it something else? I don't know. And there were 256 bottles of this. 60.7%. Now, this was part of a cask share. So Tilo, I think it was 3 years ago, it might have been actually 4, he offered this to the German community. Hey, pay, I'm going to say the word 60 euros now, and you're guaranteed to get 3 bottles of this in the summer of 2025. And then you'll have to pay another 42 euros when it's bottled to pay for shipping, excise tax, bottle, labels, all that other stuff. And so it worked out to about, what was it? So 20 was the bottle originally, was the cask, another 14 euros, so like 34 euros. I paid 34 euros, 36 euros for this bottle. All right, so I got 3 of them. I sold one immediately. I did a bottle share with the second one. I'm going to try to get rid of the third one, make someone happy with it, and so on. When you do a bottle share, I think 3 are great. You keep one for later. You open one, and you can flip one or trade one if you want. All right, so that's what some people like to do. This bottle is on sale at the moment at a bigger, not the biggest, but one of the bigger online shops in Germany called Dein Whisky. And they are asking a price of 59.90 euros. So the recommended retail price of this is 59.90. 4-year-old whiskey. As I said, I paid less than 40 euros for my bottle. All right, so what am I going to do? I do not have a, for example, Deanston cast strength virgin oak here in the house. So I'm going to pull out something that we actually have in our N10 portfolio over here in Germany. This is an old line. This is American single malt whiskey, single barrel from Baltimore, Maryland. We have barrel number 16-1194. This is barrel hand selected for its unique character with 63.3%. This has 60.7, 63.6, 63.3. This was distilled, or it was filled, the barrels, on the 6th of December 2016, and it went in the bottle here on July 1st, 2024. So we're talking about 6.5 years, basically, of age. 6, I can't do my math. 7.5 years, if I do my math correctly. So we have here Virgin American White Oak Speyside Char number 4 at 53 gallons. And we have here 13% deep roast malted barley and 87% premium 2-row malted barley. I'll just call that here Pilsner malt, and this is 100%, in my opinion, Pilsner malt. I could not find any information about what type of barley exactly they use or what type of yeast they use. But in the brand new, ta-da, I have the 2026 version already of the Malt Whiskey Yearbook. Bonnington is, of course, also in here. It says here, the second malt whiskey distillery to open up in Edinburgh in recent times is owned by a company that was started in 1978 by John Halewood. So they produce about 720,000 liters a year. They are in Edinburgh themselves. And the unique thing is that the company Halewood owns not just Bonnington, but also Aber Falls in Wales. They have the John Crabby Scotch whiskey, and they have the Pogues Irish whiskey. So the first distillation that happened at the distillery was in March of 2020. And the distillery is equipped with a 2-ton semi-lauter mash tun, 15, wow, stainless steel washbacks with a fermentation time between 75 and 138 hours. That's almost 6 days. That's crazy. They have a 10,500 liter wash still. They have an 8,000 liter spirit still. And 9 of those 12 washbacks were added in the spring of 2023 as part of a major expansion. All right, so they're doing currently in the year 2025, 21 mashes a week, but around 5% of that will be peated malt with about 50 ppm for all our nice fans that like that. I don't. All right, the inaugural limited release was in January 2024. It was a ruby port cask. It was followed up in May of 2024 by 4 PX matured whiskeys being vatted together. Casks, sorry. And the first consistently available expression was named John Crabby Bonnington Single Malt, and that has always been matured in virgin American oak casks, just like that. The most recent limited releases in April 2025 were 2 versions. One was peated, one was unpeated, matured in Muscat casks and bottled at 47 and 51% respectively. I love the Malt Whiskey Yearbook. I learned so much from that. I was on a train trip down to the Whiskey Live Germany in Hamburg this last weekend. Read 15, 20 pages of it. It's just great, great, great knowledge. I love it. All right, so you're here to see me review a whiskey, talk about a new distillery with Bonnington, and actually do a comparison with an American whiskey to see how different they actually are or not. On the nose, this is actually just a nice, I have respect for the 60.7%, but I don't get any actually alcohol in the nose that burns. I get a little bit of a dark, rich pear. I get a little bit of a cotton candy moment. I get barley sweetness, and I get a little bit of a honey. That's actually very, very... Can I say the word mainstream? It's actually nothing special yet. Over here, it's interesting. The wood is much more intense. I have the theory that these casks maturing in Scotland, even though they are virgin oak in this case, do not extract as much oakiness out of them as they would, for example, in Baltimore, Maryland, where it's much, much warmer. Yes, this is 4, this is 6.5 years. There's a difference, but I think I've had 12-year-old Heaven Hills that have been matured for at least 10 of their years in Scotland compared to 12 years in America. There's just a whole different flavor profile going on just due to the environmental influence on the casks. Okay, so let's try it. 60.7 versus 63.3. I'm going to use my water here in a second to dilute it down, but Sláinte to your health. Now, there is alcohol, no doubt. It's not youth that I get, it's alcohol. But the interesting thing is I get like a very, very juicy pear. I get wood, oak, barley, sugars, I mentioned that before, honey, forest honey, there's a certain nice, okay, there's alcohol, but there's a nice, it's long lingering. That is actually very, very interesting. For 59 euros, I would recommend buying a sample someplace. Try before you buy. There's 256 bottles. I mean, if you're in Germany and you're at a whiskey fair, or you can even go online now to dine whiskey. I mentioned it's Whiskybase number 284057. These are with the cask share. I think it was 60 shares of the cask. I think Tilo sold 20 immediately, financed a lot of what he was doing with that, and the 40 other shares he's now given to other people and sold the bottles. It's not even on his website. I mean, this was something like Tilo's Whiskey Cask and Friends edition. So this is not something you might find it one day on a I don't know, auction site or something like that. This is a solid C. On a good day, it could be actually a C minus. I'm gonna play the same game. I'm just gonna put a little bit of water in my mouth, leave a little bit of water in there, have that last sip. I don't have my pipette here at the moment to put water in there. Hmm. 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 I've diluted down like 46, 48%. There's a sweetness, more sweetness than expected. The alcohol's covering up actually some sweetness here. A little bit of the virgin oak, still more of that pear, really juicy, almost overripe pear. Very, very nice. If I go to the official tasting notes that I found, at least the tasting notes I found on the website of the bottle that's being sold, it says here, on the nose, you get some nice cherry drops, some cotton candy. You get a firework of aromas, including fresh mint, vanilla, toffee, and a decent wood note. But on your palate, you actually get a nice velvety, sweet moment. You get a alcohol kick, but then you get cloves, cinnamon, wood, fruits like raspberries, cherries, apples, pears, creamy butterscotch. The finish is fairly long, and you get, once again, pear, and you get some apple strudel moment going on there. Oak spice, a little bit of other spices, and a tiny little bit of wet wood with a long finish. I totally agree. Value for money, as I said, I paid less than 40 euros for that. That's fantastic. I know it's only 4 years, but it's the first time I've had anything from Bonnington, so that's actually something special for me. Even for 50, I sold my bottle for 54.90. 59 euros is the retail price here. Even for that price, I would go for a C minus. All right, so unique, very unique. This is the first bottle of Bonnington I've seen in Germany. Have you seen a bottle of Bonnington? My question of the day is, what new distillery that has just hit the market in the last 2 to 3 years, or will hit the market in the next 2 or 3 years, are you looking forward to? I'm so happy. I just did a video. I hope I posted it online in German as well. I did it in Germany. I hope it's in English, from the Dresdner whiskey manufacturer. They just put out their new Hellinger 42. Brand new whiskey, 3 years old. I'm so excited for them. I just love that. What brands are you excited about? Old line. 100% malted barley. New American New American oak. This is Charred number 4, by the way. This is Charred number 3. This has more of that roasted barley moment going on there. A little bit more of the wood depth as well. If I were to choose between the two of them for a daily sipper, I would actually go here. This overwhelms me sometimes with its 63.3% and with 13% deep roasted barley. I like the Navy Strength the best. I have a hazelnut moment. It's really approachable. From Old Line, we have a sherry, basically 5-6 years of age, and we have an 8-year-old port, 50%. I love that port. That is so good. Even the flagship with 47.5% is very, very nice from Old Line. All right, but this Bonnington, this is a unique bottle. First of its kind for me. One of 256, single cask. Happy Jason here. What are you looking forward to on trying from distilleries that have just released their bottlings the last 2 to 3 years? I'm thinking Lag, for example. Or which distilleries will be releasing their spirits in the next 3 to 4 years. I'm thinking of Rosebank, Port Ellen, and other places in Scotland as well. There's a couple other places with spirit coming online in the next couple of years. All right, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, sharing, telling others. See you real soon. Whiskey Jason. Bye-bye.